What's good, everybody? It's your boy Kama. Be back with another video. Today, discussion we're gonna be talking about. We basically gonna be talking about how we feel the NBA season is going so far. So hold on, give me a second. Let me put this. Figure out how to put this. There we go. Put the link in the description. Everybody wanna join? Click the comment. So man, COVID been crazy. It's affected the season, fantasy wise, everything wise. To be honest, I got a guest about to come up here in a second. I want to start doing more of these, man. There we go.
Been through all these motions up and down like a seesaw.
Yeah.
I can never be what's fuck. I want to hear your CD phone.
See, we both play fantasy basketball, right? So I wanna we both play in your league. My first question before we get into the real NBA shit. What?
I can't hear you. Let me get my volume together.
I'm gonna make it clear. Spoke things to the universe and make it clear. Say it's worth it, I won't say it's fair. By your purpose, so you ain't there.
Hello?
Yeah, you hear me? You hear me now?
Yeah, I don't think it ain't coming through my earbuds. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I hear you.
I can hear you, but it ain't coming through my earbuds. Hello?
Yeah, you hear me?
It is. Now we rocking. We rocking sock and robots right now.
Mm-hmm. So my first question before we dive into the real NBA season, we've been playing fantasy. You're a fantasy league owner. We've been playing fantasy basketball for how many years now?
This
Seven?
year, this is like year 9.
Year 9.
Yeah,
Do
this
you do
season
you
9.
think the pandemic could have a serious outcome on the playoff picture and everything?
For fantasy or for regular, for real thing?
Fantasy, just fantasy right now.
Oh, for fantasy, everybody screwed.
Yeah, I'm 2-2 right now. And
I had 3 people in our league come to me in the last 2 weeks and go, "Yo, I'm dying out here." And I remember I told you earlier, it's gonna happen to everybody, man.
yeah,
We
it's
all gonna
going
be
to.
screwed this year.
I mean,
It is what it is.
you can't avoid it. Like it's like you don't know. Like I still got Jason Tatum. He been out for over 8-9 days, and I just read the thing earlier. They said he's not playing the next game. They're gonna see what they can do because they don't know if they're trying to make him stay out 10 days or 14 days. So it's like, I mean, ain't nothing you can do, man. You just gotta try to squeeze out ugly victories. Well, for me,
Man,
I'm trying to.
everybody getting COVID. The protocols happen so quickly because last week I had Bam Adebayo not play for the whole week, and then the game he did play, it's still ESPN still have him listed as out, and he came back. So I never added him back to my active roster, and I missed out on 72 fantasy points that night. So I mean,
That's the part that hurt. That's the part that hurt. It's like even though you can utilize IR slots, they don't update. That's my only problem with the app because they don't update it quick enough. You could be looking at
But
games
especially
before it's
with this
happening.
with COVID going on, we don't know. You never know. And then to be up in the air who coming back, like you gotta read this like, oh, this person's supposed to be coming back. Like I thought Kevin Love was coming back.
Yeah.
So I activated him. I cut somebody who I picked up just to make it through. And I cut him and Kevin Love didn't come back that night. And then so I was screwed because now he was a free agent on the waiver wire though. So somebody else had to claim him and I can't be the first person to claim him after I cut him. So it was a whole mess.
And then it's crazy because I done read people bios and they be like, yo, he won't be back to Saturday at least. But then they got the game Thursday night and he scored 40. He's like, yo, I just read on Tuesday he won't be back to at least Saturday. Like
that's why I ran into that issue with Shake Milton and with Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, it's like I seen actually the guy was playing. He had Zion, and he said Zion won't be back to Saturday. So I'm like, all right, cool for me. Then I seen that they changed it. He acted tonight. It was like Wednesday, Thursday night. I was like, yo, that's the most confusing part. Like from now on, like that's why I never took Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum been out for like 5-6 games. I never took him out of my starting lineup because whenever he played, I need them points.
But that's why once I put Bam back, I said, the hell with it. Like, I'd rather take an L in that spot every night than risk not having Bam out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
right.
It is what it is.
Fantasy basketball is intense because COVID could be the difference between you.
It's every night.
It could be a difference between you have the 4 night or you got 4 people playing.
Yeah, man. Like that, but that goes back to why every year we never try to stack multiple players from one team. You never want to have more than 2 players from one team on your squad, or you done because they don't play. Especially now with COVID, you got 4 Philadelphia 76ers on your team. They didn't play for a whole damn week. You screwed. So that's why it's important to not stack. And like if I look at my roster and I got 3 players from the same team, I'm trying to get rid of one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to balance the roster out more. So I mean, it's going to require more waiver wire work this year.
But
I
actually like it. I kind of like it. Like I can, like of course it's going to hurt everybody. I'm 2-2 right now. You undefeated. You ain't lost the game in like 2 years. But like I kind of like it.
Let's remind the people that this is year 9, and we usually have at least 16 teams every year, and I have 7 rings in this. All right.
But wait, let's remind people who was your 18-0 kryptonite. Let me sit my.
You're the only person who beat me in the whole time. You're the only person I would give you that.
I kind of like the slow grind because I feel like this year you're gonna have to get it out the mud, and it's gonna show. It's gonna show not us because we know we always at the end, but it's gonna show people GMing skills because you're gonna have to do things on the fly. It might be a night that you need your night to ride on Bismack Biyombo because he's starting tonight.
I mean, but that's how you find people. You injuries unveil stars, like you know what I mean. Like, and so we've been playing waiver wire game. I mean, we've been doing waiver wire game for a long time, and now it's like, you gotta get in there and get in it and get in it and get in. I wish I could bring up my thing so I could see, because I know I got a few waiver wire pieces on my roster, and now this year with everything going on, you got the rookies are very important.
Yeah,
rookies are important, and if you see somebody sign Joe Schmo off the street, Joe Schmo is important. Same thing like with like Kevin Porter from Cleveland. Whatever happens to him is really important because the right team pick up Kevin Porter and his season gonna take off because he was a decent player last year, and he may give you decent numbers this year. I don't know.
This is really important because the team he go to, you might have a person that might fall out of rotation.
Exactly. I mean, then you look at like depth is important. You look at Anthony Simons, Rodney Hood.
What's
CJ
up,
McCullough
Zay?
out.
Zay in the chat. That's Zay said, what's up?
Tom said, "What's up?" CJ McCullough out for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So Anthony Simon, Rodney Hood, those guys are big at fantasy right now. So the thing about fantasy basketball is different than fantasy football. I'm not gonna say better, but it's easier to plan. Like it's just more. You can be creative. In fantasy football, if you
Nah,
got
it's better.
Kimura,
It's better. It's better because like I've been playing in your league for 9 years in fantasy football. This was my 5th year. See, the thing that I like about basketball because in basketball, if I feel like I put together a superb team, I can kind of lean on that in the matchup going towards the playoffs. In football, it don't matter. Like perfect example, this year in the division round of the playoffs, I had basically the number one ranked fantasy defense. I'm playing the guy. I'm down by 25. I got the Steelers number one wide receiver, still the number one ranked fantasy defense in the NFL. I'm down 25. They playing the third string quarterback. So in hindsight, my defense should give me at least 16, 17, a few sacks, a fumble, an interception. Like I just need him to pick up the pieces to give me 10 and up we smooth selling to the championship game. Versus the
and
third
that's
string
that's
quarterback,
not what
my
happened.
defense. Yeah, they gave me 3 points and he gave me 8. Voila, I'm out the playoffs. In fantasy basketball, that doesn't happen because it's
Well, in
like
fantasy
even the
basketball, you have more chances to recover. You could be creative and win. So you could go, I because like in football, I don't know. Let's say Alvin Kamara, his backup running back necessarily probably ain't that good, or he, you know what I mean? Like if you got a backup running back on your team and he don't get any touches, it's like Zeke. Zeke's backup ain't the greatest,
yeah.
and so when Zeke go down, it's not the same level of production. And that's not to say that when Klay Thompson go down, the next man up gonna give you 20 a night, but standard NBA players for more playing time can give you 11 to 12. And that 11 to 12 a night is a big jump. And we need that. You need that. And you can use that 11 and 12 to survive for your fantasy team to survive. You go, all right, well, like I said, Anthony Simons, Rodney Hood. Anthony Simons and Rodney Hood about to get more minutes. So what I'm going to do, pick up Rodney Hood, pick up Anthony Simons.
And I
Or
just cut
if
Rodney
you already
Hood. That's
got,
crazy.
but like that, you got Rodney Hood. So now that you got Rodney Hood, I saw Rodney Hood had like 25 the other night.
No, I
Would you?
cut him. Now
Oh,
I'm
you cut
ass
him?
out. Yeah, I cut him the other day to pick up Daniel House. Now somebody else reaping that benefit.
I went to pick up somebody and it said your ass had it. I was like, this motherfucker be on
You know
everything.
why? You know why? Because yeah, Daniel House. You know why? Because the transaction I picked up Daniel House took like 2 days to go through because the waiver thing I go through.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. Like I like my chances to fan. Like the last 2 years, 3 of the 9 years, I started off slow. The first year when nobody really knew what we was doing, I started off slow. Then last year I had a bunch of injuries and suspensions. I started off slow. This year, I mean,
Yeah, it was so funny that you had
COVID.
suspension. You
Yeah,
because you had eight and John Collins last year.
yeah.
And
Both
and
of them
threw
were
you for
suspended, and
yeah.
I had to flip them. And like in this year, it was just COVID. Like because I lost to Marty by like 100 points, and I didn't have John Wall or Christian Woods the first week. I had to eat that. This week, I didn't have nobody. Like literally, I was watching I didn't even realize how bad it was. I was watching the Suns game last night, and they said, "Yeah, we wonder how rusty the Suns is. It's their first game in over a week." I said, "Damn, I got Aiden. That was my second round pick. So I ain't had him in like 10 days."
The best thing about fantasy basketball is you can identify
Yeah,
who can be nice.
yeah.
And they can be nice and still be a sleeper. Like think about it. Jeremy Grant this year. Like identifying Jeremy
Ooh.
Grant, like, oh, Jeremy Grant been huge for me since I made that pickup. And
He
I made a trade for him, and the dude I made the trade with had no idea what he was giving up. You know what I mean? Like, so and we do it every year. We knew Christian Wood was gonna be nice this year.
I got
Remember?
I got a question for you though.
Mhm.
You've been in the championship every year since you've been playing fantasy. For the people that don't know that might watch this once I post it, what's the most essential thing if you in the draft and you got your first round pick? What's the most essential thing they should be looking for to draft?
Solid field goal percentage.
That's different because a lot of people would say
Because
big man or
solid field goal percentage. Andre Drummond is fantasy gold. Christian Woods, Rudy Gobert. Remember that year you had Lou Will and he went on that scoring streak where he was scoring like 35 a night for like 8 games and he was giving you like 24 fantasy points because all he was doing was scoring. And if that was football, Lou Will would have been gold. But in basketball, the field goal percentages are important. The turnovers are important. The how many 3-pointer shots you took as opposed to how many you made is important. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you give me Andre Drummond, Andre Drummond is a walking 18 and 15 all the time. So give me that. Yeah, he only a 60% free throw shooter. I'm fine. Because that guaranteed 15 rebounds and 60% from the field is money every night. And that's what you need. So think about it. You and I have played in the championship game multiple times, and it's the DeAndre Jordans, it's the Andre Drummonds, it's the
in 9 years, I want to say
the Goberts, all that.
In 9 years, I want to say we had 6 championship face-offs. And you came out top 5 to my one.
But sometimes it's luck too. But it's also identifying. Remember, I identified Jokic. Remember that year they traded Nurkic, and I said, "Hey,
you was on the early. You said, yo, he the one. They made a good deal. Like, he the one. Like, you did say that."
And I knew I got fantasy gold out of Jokic for 2 straight years, and then when everybody else got up on it, I ain't had him since.
But it's also
like, Gobert. I remember Gobert. I saw Gobert. I was like, oh, this boy Gobert, he about to be fantasy diamond for me. I got him, and that's what it's all about.
But I was the first person to say, I'm a Magic fan. Everybody that know me know. Everybody asks why. I don't know why. It was from.
I mean, it's like, well, I'm a Buccaneers fan. It is what it is.
Like I just gravitated to him when I was younger. But I was one of the first people that kept saying, remember, we was in a similar situation. I don't know what happened to old boy though. Remember when we traded Dwight? We traded him for 2 centers. It was Jokic and another dude who was doing good. And we got rid of the other dude. I'm not joking. I mean, Vuce.
Oh, Vuce.
Dude,
yeah.
And there was another dude. He was doing good. I don't remember his name. He was good too, but we got rid of him. Like, nah, Vuce is the answer. And he just faded out. So, like, I was one of the first people saying, like, yo, we won that Dwight trade, bro. First time I seen Vuce play, I'm like, yo, we won that.
I remember I told you, y'all won that trade because of Tobias Harris. At the time, I'm like, yo, Scott Skiles don't like Tobias Harris. I don't know why Scott Skiles don't like Tobias Harris, but this young boy is nice. And he came to y'all and gave y'all 16-7 for the rest of the year. And, of course, y'all fucked it up. But
fast forward, now he got like a $200 million contract.
He's making $200 million a year. But,
hey man, did you see Oladipo first game with Houston?
Yes, 32-9.
Like 33, we fucked that.
But that's another thing. Like with COVID, right? I didn't know if John Wall was out for COVID or he was out because he hurt. John Wall is hurt.
He got knee soreness.
Yeah, and it's because they're taking precautions because of the injuries he suffered. That Oladipo and John Wall backcourt, nice.
Yo, I like that, and I said it's gonna elevate all of them because I feel like I don't know what Oladipo was averaging, but I got John Wall and Christian Woods on my team. But
Oladipo was doing 20 points a game, 20.
I'm talking about fantasy wise.
Oh, fantasy wise? I don't know.
Maybe 40. He was doing 40, 35.
Maybe.
I think
You
it's
know,
going to elevate him because
different
he's going to be.
leagues use different scoring systems. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah,
we customize ours to how we like the numbers to be. But
yeah.
everybody do different numbers. But he is solid. He was a stud this year though for fantasy because for the regular season he doing like 20 points, like 6 boards, 4 assists. He's shooting like 36% from
Mm-hmm.
three. So he giving solid numbers on a regular basis. So fantasy wise, for us, that's probably like 40, 45 points. So he with him and Wall in that backcourt, that's gonna be good. I like that Houston team. I do.
I like it too. I said it too. Like I said it too. Like even with Hart, I liked it, but now I like it even more because it's like everybody can get theirs. I feel like the way their key is they have to play through Christian Wood. Once you play through Christian Woods and John Wall naturally get off, and now you got to do with the Oladipo who can just get his in the natural flow of the offense. I feel like it's going to benefit them. Like I don't like. Of course, the Lakers is the powerhouse, so I don't see them doing nothing crazy. But like, I
I
don't
mean,
know, bro.
I think once Boogie gets into shape, because he had to get healthy. Now he got to get into shape because they play Boogie like 12 minutes a night. Like once he get into shape as the season goes on and he's a
Yeah,
viable player, that team gonna be even better because Boogie is an offensive hub. You can run everything through him. So to be able to come off the bench with him and run your offense through him, it's gonna be crazy. Even at 75% of what he was, most backup big men in the league ain't be able to contest with him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Most
that's
starting
true.
centers in the league ain't be able to contest with him. You know what I mean?
That's true.
People forget how good Boogie was. And even that year in like he was hurt last year with the Lakers most of the year. But that year in Golden State, he was doing 16, 8, and 4. How many other centers in the league is doing that?
And coming off of all them injuries, who
Coming
like
off an injury.
okay, who is your surprise team this year in the NBA that you feel like that you didn't watch any report that you got still in the playoff spot that nobody got, or little to people got, not too many people got.
I think Charlotte.
I love Charlotte. Charlotte
I
just
think
one to me. Charlotte just one adjustment away from being.
well, I think Charlotte gonna compete for a playoff spot. I
I know.
think
I
what's
like that.
going Cody Zeller does not stop them. Cody Zeller is an average NBA player at best, right?
Hmm.
And that's not a knock on him. It is what it is. They drafted him too high. That's their fault, right? But playing when they go small, when they got PJ Washington at the 5, Miles Bridges, Hayward, Melo, and Terry Rozier out there. That thing is flowing. They hard to stop because you got Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward on the wings, Miles Bridges for the lobs, PJ
Yeah.
Washington as a trailer from 3, like running the pick and roll with PJ and Miles from LaMelo. You got Gordon Hayward as a secondary facilitator and a primary scorer. That 5 can run just about anybody out of the gym, like just running and gunning. That offense can flow. Now they
So
bench is weak. But I think they're good enough to compete for a playoff spot. They're good enough to stay competitive for a playoff spot as long as they don't have injuries.
so 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 the odd man now on Graham because I didn't hear you mention him in your
Graham needs to
player.
come off the bench. Devontae Graham hasn't adjusted to Gordon Hayward, and he's not going to. Devontae Graham, if you go back and I think he's a good player, but if you go back and look at his numbers last year, he started off on fire last year. And as he cooled off, his percentages took a nosedive,
Yeah.
which means he needs a lot of shots.
Last year he
And
was
he's
doing like 70 a game offense
at the
towards
beginning
the
of the
beginning of the
year.
year. Hmm.
And then by the end of the year, he was down like 30, 35. And he was getting like 35, maybe 40 fantasy points in our league because he was still getting 18, 7.5, but his percentages had dropped so precipitously that and then this year his percentages are in a trash can. He needs to come off the bench. As the year goes on, they're gonna switch it around, put him on the bench. Once they make LaMelo the full-time starter, Devontae Graham will flourish off the bench, I believe, because just like LaMelo has control of the bench now, Devontae Graham having control of the bench, he will be the primary offense off that bench. He gonna score. He gonna have to get everybody involved, and that'll help his game. I feel like, and they need to turn the keys over to LaMelo, and having Gordon Hayward and Terry Rozier there before they do something crazy and trade Terry Rozier. They need to have Rozier and Gordon Hayward out there, and to kind of protect LaMelo, because
Do
White
you
is
think
kept.
that? Do you think I'm gonna ask you this? Do you think they're making the wrong decision? Because what I be seeing, like, because I be watching the like minutes and stuff, while trying to follow it. Like, it seems like they decreasing Terry Rozier minutes in favor of LaMelo instead of Graham.
Oh, I do. I feel like that's a wrong decision.
Because I've seen a few games and they'd be like, they'd be at one at 25, one at 24, but Graham at 33, 34. Like, I don't like that. Like,
I think Terry Rozier is not a point guard. Like, first and foremost, he's not a point guard. Like, he's a combo guard. So I think splitting Terry Rozier and LaMelo, they try to take the create and off of Melo as much so they leave Devontae Graham in. But ultimately, I think Devontae Graham should be the odd man out because he needs the ball too much. He needs the ball more. And having Rozier out there with Gordon Hayward can create. Gordon Hayward can create offense. LaMelo can create offense. And I'm talking about offense for other people.
yeah.
So I do feel like Devontae Graham needs to be the odd man out. I don't know why Bismack Biyombo starts. I have no idea. I mean, I know Cody Zeller out, but I have no idea why Biyombo starts.
So you don't know if it's just that or he's just starting because
He shouldn't be
no.
starting. I mean, listen, I'm not an expert, right? But I would bite the bullet and say fuck it and put PJ Washington at the 5 and just we're gonna be small. How many big men that PJ got to contend with that he can't? That are like, oh, they so big. You got Embiid, Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez shoots 7, 8, 9, 10 threes a game. So it ain't him that he can, and he only averaged like 4 or 5 boards a game. So you're not battling with Brook Lopez down low, despite his size. Yes, Brook Lopez is probably twice PJ Washington's size. That's a big giant dude. But
no, he is, and like
you out.
But Vooch,
Vooch, Embiid, Brook Lopez.
yes. In the East, that's it. Thomas Bryant went down. I wouldn't have put him in there anyway.
Thomas Bryant hurt. Mitchell Robinson maybe, but even with Mitchell Robinson don't have no offense.
And I don't like the way, like, not the transition to what you're talking about. I don't like the way the Knicks use Mitchell Robinson. I feel that Mitchell Robinson could be way more effective. I feel like Mitchell Robinson could be possibly. He don't have offense, but he could possibly be one of them dudes that I can see average 9 points, 14 rebounds, couple of blocks.
I don't think they trust him.
Because I watched the Knicks game the other day, and Thibodeau was speaking so highly of him, like, yo, the potential is crazy.
Yes, I've seen Thibodeau speak on his potential, but that ain't the day.
Yeah, true.
And Tibbs is trying to establish a culture of winning, right? He trying to show we can be competitive. That's why Tibbs ain't like, we're gonna give Frank and Dennis Smith Jr. and all these guys another shot. He don't care. He like, no, we gonna go through Julius Randle. He gives us the best chance to win, and they competitive. Julius Randle getting the best chance to win. RJ Barrett can score. Like, what I like about Tibbs with this situation is they got nothing but young boys, right? Tibbs don't like to play young players, right? He don't like to play young players. He never did.
That's always not.
But because they have nothing but young players, Tibbs ain't gonna play the trash ones. He don't care what pick they was. He not playing them. If you ain't no good, you ain't playing. Most coaches would have threw Obi Toppin in. Most coaches were like, oh no, we got to get Obi Toppin in. He can maybe play him a little. They would have did what y'all did to Aaron Gordon. We gonna put him at the 3 because he can play a little 3 too. And it's like, nah, Obi Toppin is not a 3. Neither is Aaron Gordon. They're power forwards. Y'all got Julius Randle and Obi Toppin. That's y'all fault. Y'all need to figure out how to work this boy in and he gonna have to back up Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle or something. Like y'all gotta figure it out. So,
But
but Tom Thibodeau didn't do that. He like, I'm not doing that. I'll put
let
out
me
there the three.
let me ask you this though: if that was your franchise, if you were a fan of the Knicks, like, would you be mad that like we're not figuring out ways to get this young boy some reps at least, or would you just be like, I understand that was a bad hit?
I would think Tom Thibodeau knows what he's doing and he's trying to win games. If Obi Toppin gave Tom Thibodeau the best chance to win, Obi Toppin will be out there.
Okay.
It's that
All right.
simple. If Obi Toppin, if Tibbs thought like, nah, if I put this young boy out there, he gonna help me win, the young boy will be out there to help him win. If he ain't playing, then he ain't gonna help him win, and he don't care about that. And I respect that. I respect that. I've seen 3 Knicks games this year. I ain't seen Ntilikina once. I don't know
No,
where Dennis Smith Jr. is.
Dennis Smith Jr. Every time I search his name, it's like out next to it. So I
I
don't
don't
know. They
know.
just like he trash.
I
Only
don't
only thing
know.
I don't like about the Knicks is I feel like Alfred Payton been getting a bad rep his whole career. Like I feel like Alfred Payton is in the right team, in the right offense. He's a couple of rebounds and the assists away from averaging a triple double.
Well, Alfred Payton's problem is he can't shoot,
Yeah,
and then
that's always a problem. When
he
you
played
draft
with
him,
y'all. He played with y'all, and y'all weren't good back then. I think y'all wasn't good when he was there, and
we was Ultra Young. That's what like him and Aaron Gordon was rookies, and the day
so
Oladipo
he
was a
had
rookie. They were trying to figure it out.
he had a couple solid years with y'all, but y'all got rid of him, and he had solid years in New Orleans. But what happened is y'all got rid of him, bringing DJ Augustin, bringing him a vet. New Orleans got rid of him. And bringing Drew Holiday. So he's gotten screwed. But if you look at his career, the boy had a good career. That's why I was like, remember I told you yesterday I got a bet with my man about Alfred Payton.
You say he had more assists than
He had more triple doubles.
More triple doubles than Kawhi, AD, and
Kevin Durant combined.
That's crazy. A lot of people won't know that about Alfred Payton.
Alfred Payton for his career is 11, 4.5, and 6.5. His biggest knock is he is 63% career free throw shooter and a 29% career 3-point shooter. That's his problem. He can't shoot.
And I think that's self-awareness. All right, so let me ask you this. How tall is Alfred Payton?
6'3".
Is Alfred Payton a pretty good defender, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think he's decent, yeah.
He's decent.
He may not be first team, but he's decent.
I don't know why he didn't I think that's more of a I would work on them things because Alfred Payton, if he improved, get your 3-point shooting up to 32%. 32 in between 32 to 34%. You play defense. That easily increases you to that increases the value. Because if he's a full-time starter, he could get 7 assists a night, 8 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. He's that type of player. He's always been that type of player.
I didn't know he was with y'all for 3. Yeah, he was there for 3 years.
Yeah, we botched that.
Yeah, he was there for 3 years, and then he did half a season in Phoenix. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, I remember he had a couple of triple doubles in Phoenix. I remember.
I just remember him going to New Orleans, and I thought he got hurt, and then last 2 years he been a Knick, but he's never averaged since his rookie year. He's never averaged less than 10 points a game, and he's not the best shooter, but he consistently gets 28, 29 minutes everywhere he goes. He going depending on how the offense is, like the way the Knicks running the offense this year, he only doing 4 assists a game. Last year he was doing 7. The last 2 years he's done 7 assists a game. This is the first year that he hasn't done at least 6.5 assists a game, and that's because the Knicks are running the offense Julius Randle exclusively, and
But
that's not his fault. He getting a bad rap for that. But
if he had Lonzo Ball transformation when he magically hit 36% in 3 point, I think that would have made him a hot commodity out here. A lot of
if
teams
he
need that.
listen, let me see. He's still young.
Yeah, he got to be like
He's
27.
26.
Damn.
Listen, if he start hitting his threes at a 35% clip for the rest of the season, I don't know when his contract up, but somebody gonna like, oh, let's take a chance.
So if I had to put you on the spot right now, right? You're a Lakers fan, everybody know. Who's your 8 teams going to the playoffs, and who's the biggest threat to your Los Angeles Lakers? Denver.
8 teams in the West. Off the top of my
Everybody
head,
disrespecting my man Chef. I think they're going to the playoffs. Everybody disrespecting them. I don't know.
I
think they're going.
think they're going to the playoffs too. I at least think they're gonna be in the contention for their last spot. You know, they had a little playing game. I think they're gonna be in the.
They're gonna be at least 7, 8. Like I don't think they're gonna be, because I feel like me and you talk about that all the time. I feel like once they catch the rhythm and they figure out the rotation and everything, and the developments of Wiseman and Oubre, and like he ain't been playing like Oubre yet, so they ain't get the full Oubre yet, and like I feel like they get
I think of course the Clippers, the Jazz, the usual suspects except for Phoenix. So I got the Clippers, I got the Jazz, the Suns. Let me see, Clippers, Jazz, Suns, Nuggets, OKC. Clippers, Jazz, Suns, Nuggets, OKC. I'll give Golden State a chance. Dallas, that's 7.
You ain't make Portland.
I can see Portland. There's 10 teams. There's 10 teams gonna play in this thing. They
having the playing game this year.
Yeah. So my thing with Portland is, right, I'm not counting Portland out. I'm not counting Portland. I'm not counting Golden State or San Antonio. Memphis, I don't know. But my thing with Portland is they can't stay healthy. Nurkic just broke his wrist. And then CJ McCullough turned around and broke his foot. They can stay healthy. So, but I think Golden State, as the year goes on, they're gonna get better and better.
I like the way Memphis plays. Like it don't matter who on the floor. I done seen games without them about John Morant. They have opportunities. They fight. Memphis.
They fight. That's a good team. What's their coach name? Lynn or something.
Memphis remind me of Detroit in the East, because Detroit, you know how many games that I've been on FanDuel or something, I'll be like, yo, they're gonna watch Detroit, then you be looking at it like, yo, why Detroit only down by 2? It's the end of the third quarter. Like Detroit is a team that fights. I'm not saying they're gonna go to the playoffs now, but they fight to them. Like Jeremy Grant's on a different level.
I like Detroit. I'm just sad that Blake Griffin died.
Yeah, I'm sad too. Yeah, what happened with why did they just magically move Kendrick Nunn out the rotation?
I don't know what Kendrick Nunn did to Pat Riley. What?
But since Tyler Hero was nicked up and Jimmy Butler been nicked up, I picked him up the way. Like he gave me 20-something.
Yeah, that's who you stole. That I went looking for Kendrick Nunn. I was like, this dude is.
Now I'm trying to trade him. I'm trying to put him in the trade before people realize he might not play again when Jimmy Butler or something back. So I don't put him in every trade I propose.
I don't know what he did to Pat Riley, man. I don't know. He was starting last year.
He went from he was first team rookie last year to first or second team rookie last year to now.
He was first team rookie. He finished third for rookie of the year last year. He finished third for
rotation. Like that's crazy to me. You went from that to
Well,
not in the rotation?
well, Miami is heavy on conditioning. After COVID, his conditioning was bad, and then this year he came like they ain't gonna play him, and that's what happened. They ain't gonna play him. So
Who,
I like Kendrick now.
who your top 8 in the East?
Uh, the East is different than the West to me. Um, the East actually to me is more competitive.
Yeah, it is. No, to me it is
I think
too.
it is.
I feel like the
I
West
mean,
has got a bunch of people with punch a chance, but we know who won in that.
I got Boston, Philly, Milwaukee, Indiana, Brooklyn, of course. Um, I got Charlotte making it, Miami, Toronto.
That's 8 right there.
Yeah. I got y'all still competing though.
Now I
My
feel like
problem with
we're
y'all
gonna
is
compete.
without Fultz, I don't know if
No,
Cole Anthony is dynamic enough.
no, I don't think
And
so.
plus,
All right.
and not having Fultz moving Cole Anthony up, y'all don't have a replacement for Cole Anthony.
No, we don't.
So I think not having that replacement, all those years when all those years when y'all keep drafting centers over and over, and now y'all have no guards, y'all.
No,
I think it's the
it
perfect
sucks.
irony.
Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I
And then
documented.
Chumo Okiki got hurt again.
Yeah, he got a bone bruise. He won't be back for. Well, that was a couple of weeks ago, so he probably won't be back for another 5 weeks. But like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I documented everything earlier. Like, I screenshots of us being the last undefeated team in the NBA. To me, for this season, that was my championship. That we started off with fire. Because I didn't feel like I feel like I'm being honest. I feel like we're a year away. Once we get our pieces and shit back next year, I feel like we're a year away. I feel like next year we're gonna come into the East. Well, now Brooklyn there, so we don't know what's going on there. But I feel like next year was gonna be our year where we can be like, yo, I can see the Magic being the top 4 seed, top 4 or 5 seed, because I feel like we could take that next step. This year, I was just like, I feel like it was fool's gold. I feel like we started off either before folks were down. I feel like we was gonna start off good and naturally transition back into our natural seventh, eighth position. But now
But
I'm not even confident about that no more.
I think with y'all, Fultz has to take a step. It has to be Fultz and somebody else. Because unless Fultz comes out next year and then he's 25, 6-6, y'all not gonna be able to take another step. If he comes
Yeah.
out and he's 19, 5-5, that's not enough. He got to come out and be dynamic. If he come out and he's like, oh, if he like Brandon Ingram was last year, then you like, oh, Orlando can't take a step because Fultz has improved so much. It changes things in the East. You got to figure when Brandon Ingram took that step last year, Zion wasn't even really there. He's kind of there. He
Yeah.
came at the end, and then they made that push for the playoffs at the end until they would have made the playoffs if everything got shut down. They was rolling last year.
But I think we're gonna be I'm calling it right now. This is gonna be documented. So I don't think we're gonna be a dominant second half of the season team next year. And I'm gonna say that because I like the little I seen him. I like Oshima Coach Okiki. Like he's
Mhm.
elite defensively. He's elite defensively. I feel like that add on, and he's a good. I'm not gonna say great. He's a good. He's around 35% 3 point shooter. I feel like around the second half of next year, when we start flirting with the idea if we trade Aaron Gordon or not, or whatever we're gonna do,
Y'all
and
been trading Aaron Gordon every year for the last 6 years, man.
yeah, I know, and we signed him. See, I think Cole Anthony taking another step. I think I think Jonathan Isaac missing this whole year is gonna be big.
I forgot
We,
Jonathan Isaac.
yeah,
But that's the thing. Like, no
we
Jonathan
ain't even
Isaac,
have
no Markel.
Farouk Aminu. We ain't even played no fucking games for us. He been on IR since we signed him on
Well,
free
that's what I'm
agency
saying.
last year.
Yeah,
he been on.
I don't know. Like, and
I don't know
do
neither. We got that Fournier. Yeah. We got that.
Y'all ain't get rid of Fournier, man. Fournier gonna be he a lifelong Orlando Magic. He like
He
Pat
ain't
Garrity.
played since like game
He the
one. He
new
had
Pat
like
Garrity.
back spasms.
He
Yeah,
the new
back
Pat
spasms.
Garrity. He the new Pat
Uh,
Garrity.
we need to elitely up. If we could somehow steal a two guard that's of quality from
Play Aaron
somebody,
Gordon.
or I mean for whoever. If we do it for Aaron Gordon, because right now I don't know if you know. You probably don't watch too many on that. Aaron Gordon is our point guard right now, essentially.
Oh, I saw it.
He's they like, when we play games, he's the point forward. Like
Yeah. Oh,
he's
Aaron Gordon.
been balling.
He done upped his average to almost 4 assists a game. I seen it.
Yeah, he balling, but
I
like
mean,
that's
that
not
means that just
realistic.
shows how sad the state y'all in. The Aaron
Yeah,
Gordon,
yeah,
because
exactly.
Aaron Gordon,
That's what I seen when I watched the Knicks game up there. I almost teared up. Like this what it came down to.
because Aaron
We
Gordon is
got
nice. He's athletic, got all the skills in the world, but he ain't Julius Randle. Like
you
this,
not.
I used to tell people, I'm a Lakers fan, so I used to tell niggas that Julius Randle was a bigger version of Draymond Green, and everybody thought me I was fucking crazy. But that was back when the Golden State was doing a thing, and so I'm like, nah, Julius Randle can do everything Draymond can do, but he can score. Everybody like, nah, you crazy. They told me I was being a homer. And then he went to New Orleans for that 1 year, was crazy good in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And now the Knicks are using him properly this year, and he's doing 22, 11, and 7. I mean, what else can you want from that? Yeah.
I mean,
Surprise. What players, young players, do you think can take a leap? We only like 15 games into the season, but what young players have you seen, one that have surprised you, or you think this year, before this year is over, they're gonna take a major leap?
I like I mean that goes without saying I love LaMelo. I
I
think
thought you were
James
gonna say
Wiseman.
Chuma Okeke or
Nah,
Kim Birch.
I think James Wiseman gonna take a major league. I mean, I feel like Cole Anthony before the season over, he can get to 14 a night, something like that.
I mean, I don't think that's hard. Like he
I
had
don't
10
look
a
at him
night,
as
and
a lead.
he's doing like 10 a night, and he only been starting like 3 games. Like
Yeah, I don't look at him as a lead, but young players,
don't do that, man. What about Taylor Horton Tucker?
y'all trying to sabotage him. I don't want that.
Taylor Horton Tucker is amazing.
He's the equivalent of a shiny, like a car sitting on the lawn and say, give me your best offer.
Make your best offer.
That's what he is. We know it. And once again, what team drafted him?
Oh yeah, y'all did draft.
You mean tell me we can't use that right now? Come on, man. Come on. I would personally fly to
Y'all wanted
Orlando.
Okeke.
No, I would personally fly to Orlando and cut Evan Fournier's break line myself and insert Tucker in there.
Yeah, y'all did. And y'all could use Taylor Horton Tucker right now. Man.
Right now. Like right now.
6'4",
he could play 30 minutes,
235
minutes a game for us right now, and
he can play the 1, the 2, or the 3. It don't matter.
That guy, like the
Lakers are sabotaging him, though. I agree. They are. He's a restricted free agent. He's a second-round pick. He's a restricted free agent. They would be crazy not to. Listen, if we was a bad team, I would think it was crazy. But we going to the finals, right? We're gonna repeat this year. Better chances are, to me as a Lakers fan, I say we're gonna repeat. Who knows? We at least gonna make it to the conference finals. We don't really need him this year, you know what I mean? So everything that he's doing is amazing, and we like it. but we don't want him to know how much he's worth.
So you want to risk getting rid of a KCP and just start and touching him?
One, you need to get rid of Wesley Matthews. He died 3 years ago.
It's court.
Yeah, this is the corpse, the ghost of Wesley Matthews out there. I used to like Wesley Matthews too. That whole like, it's over. Them arrows is blanks. He's done arrows shooting blanks.
I didn't even know who he was using the game the other day. I thought, that's Wesley.
His arrow shooting blanks right now. So like, it ain't no tips on the arrow, but it's fine because he provides veteran leadership and know-how that what's the dude name? Danny Green, who was also shooting blanks.
I got a picture. I'm gonna send it to you. I got a picture of Danny Green. They got him in his phone, but he got a big brick in his hand. It's hilarious. All right, so it's safe to say that next trade didn't scare you off your repeat.
No, that's not gonna work. But Taylor Horton Tucker, like Wes Matthews, it is what it is. And then what's his name? He ain't JJ Barea. He what's his name?
I seen somebody sign
Caruso.
Caruso got the worst white boy headline I've ever seen. He got that. He got that Danny DeVito.
Yeah, he do. Caruso, he need to come home, man. Like,
he's stop playing.
Yo, and it's so funny with Caruso. He ain't old, son. Like, he looked like he been in the league for 15 years. But he said Alex Caruso is Rex Chapman 2.0. Like, got that.
He got athletic.
He got that. You remember Rex Chapman said they said he had that Negro athleticism and that white man body. And that's,
yo, do y'all still got Waiters on your team?
Who? Waiters?
Deion Waiters, yeah.
Nah, man, we sent Cheese home with his ring.
Why do people like that fade out the league? If Cheese still can score, like how he just go from getting paid in Miami to?
You want to know why?
Yeah.
Didn't Cheese get kicked off a plane because he had a seizure from eating edibles? Yes, that's why Cheese. Yes, that's why Cheese is no longer in the league. That's why. Listen, Cheese made a lot of money. He had a little $45-50 million contract. He made his money. He got all that. If he don't get back in the league, I mean, it is what it is. It's so crazy. He like Philly Cheese, like 28 maybe. He said now I call him Championship Cheese. Did you say I follow him on IG? Said I call him Championship Cheese. And I like Waiters, man. I do. Like,
I ain't getting the game like that.
Y'all should pick up Waiters, yo. Yes. Cheese over Fournier? Give me Cheese.
Oh yeah, I'll take anybody over Fournier. Give me Derrick Rose over Fournier.
Yo, free my nigga Derrick Rose, man. Free Derrick Rose, man.
That's a sad story.
Free Derrick Rose, man. Detroit got Derrick Rose. They're holding him hostage against his will. Please free Derrick Rose, man.
Yeah, man.
But he want
to leave, you saying?
They should let him go, man. What they doing? They 3-10. They ain't winning nothing. Blake Griffin is dead. They done. They got the young boy at point guard who he's 19. Free Derrick Rose, man. Free all the real ones, man.
We should go trade for Derrick.
Y'all make a trade for Derrick Rose, man.
Bradley Beal.
What? You wilding?
Bradley Beal when he won the East.
I thought you were talking realistic.
No, it's not.
I thought you were talking real stuff that haven't happened.
First off, we talking about Orlando and the trade. Nothing is realistic. We're not getting anybody. Like, I don't care if we talk about trying to get Darius Garland and the young guy from him. We're not getting anybody. Let's just put that through our heads. It's over. Unless Vooch is involved, We're not getting a star. That's how it is. But when we could trade Gordon, we're
yo,
gonna get two little young, talented players.
what
It's not gonna
happened?
happen.
Where should Derrick Rose go then?
If you want to come in on a free agent deal, you should come in.
I'm talking
But
about
if not,
this year. Where should they trade Derrick Rose? What would be a good spot for Derrick Rose to get traded?
he gonna go to Brooklyn because they ain't got Spencer Dinwiddie.
That sucks. I don't do that to him. D Rose deserves better than that. Send D Rose to the Clippers. I would hate the fact that he's on Clippers.
I'll
They
send
need a
D
point guard.
Rose to send him back to Minnesota.
They got 17 point guards.
Yeah, true. Ooh,
I
fit good in that
thought
second
Malik
unit.
Beasley was a point guard.
He'll fit good in that second unit with Golden State.
That would be a good move.
Pascal, yeah.
Yeah, D Rose. Because then you, that would be a good. Look at you using your noggin. All right, D Rose. Golden State got another trade exception. They should go for D Rose, man.
I think next year, depending on what LeBron gonna do, it's gonna clearly be a Golden State and LA Western Conference Finals. If you add Clay to what they got already and another year of development on Wiseman, it's gonna be crazy next year.
I think Wiseman gonna be special.
He's gonna be special.
I think that boy. I've seen him do stuff, and I'm like, yo, did he know that he did that?
He got the range. He got the crazy athleticism. He got the rebound ability. He played these. Like, once he realized and they realized they true rotation, the pecking order, this first, second, third, they're gonna be dangerous.
Yeah. Wiseman. I see him do stuff, and I'm like, I don't think that boy know he could do that yet. Like, it's just instinct. Like that, he block a shot, snatch it down, full court, Euro step, and reverse lay it up. And I'm like,
yeah, when Western passed him a wide open pass and he jumped from the dotted line off the vertical and slammed it like
on Bol. You talking about when he destroyed Bol?
Like he was Thor off of Avengers. I'm like, this guy gonna be special.
You saw the lightning coming out of the ball, and he's like,
yeah, what is what's name doing? The first overall pick, Edwards.
He's shooting. His percentages is bad.
I say fantasy wise, I know he averages 20-something fantasy points a game.
But his percentages
I've
is
never
bad.
seen the Minnesota game.
He's shooting like maybe like 36, 38% from the field, like 32% from three, something like that.
Beasley taking his opportunity.
Well, they gave Beasley $60 million. What did they think was going to happen?
Oh, well, it's a dub. They should have traded that pick. But you waste them now.
I would just start 4 guards. I'm not gonna hold you. Rubio, Beasley. Yeah, Beasley 6'5", 6'4". Well, so give me Rubio Beasley.
I seen the O next to his name. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I seen the O next to his name on fantasy because I
maybe he got Corona. But they ain't got nothing else. They terrible. I'm putting Rubio, Beasley, Edwards, Russell, and Cat out there and saying, to hell with it. Yeah. Y'all can't outscore us. And because Rubio is not much of a shooter, but he a playmaker. Yeah. He a Rubio playmaker for Edwards.
Yeah.
Play Edwards play Edwards
at
the 4.
That's probably why he fell because Rubio hurt.
Play Edwards at the 4. Put him in pick and rolls.
So who got the best outside chance to upset the Lakers this year?
And the West?
Yeah. It's like, first of all, I'm going to be 100 with you. You know, when y'all was playing the Rockets back-to-back like a week ago before they traded Hard, I'm thinking, this could be a good game. Hard, Christian Woods, Wall, and y'all destroyed them back-to-back. I said, this ain't no hope for the West. That's as good
trio. There's no team. There's no
And that's
team
as
in the
good as
West right
trio y'all
now.
gonna face in the West. Harden,
That,
Wall, and Christian Wood. That's as good as trio they got to throw at y'all in the West. It's
yeah,
over.
there's no team out West that can beat the Lakers in 7 games. Like
And
if
y'all
we
beat them
if we
convincingly.
we healthy, there's no team that can beat us in 7 games. Like
And I
we
think
got
Schroeder was a very underrated addition because he's a starting point guard in this league.
not only is Shooter underrated addition. If we play the Clippers, Montrezl Harrell want a piece of them dudes. He want all the
I
sauce.
forgot y'all
He
had.
want all the smoke. And Harrell, he's still giving us 15 and 7.
That's crazy. Harrell was good. I remember Harrell in Louisville. I thought he wasn't gonna be nothing but a rebound and throw me the alley type of dude. But he ain't
Well,
even that big.
I remember Harrell at Louisville. I was surprised when he didn't do anything in the league because when he came in, I was like, all right, he Paul Millsap ish, I thought, but it never happened. I think
Yeah.
like he Paul Millsap ish. It never happened. So, but then it eventually happened. But the Clip, I saw they was talking about the Clippers like they fixed their chemistry issues. Them dudes still don't like each other. You cannot tell me Pat Beverly and Lou Will forgot what happened when Kawhi and Paul came in. Pat Beverly, Lou Will, and Montrezl Harrell was cool. Y'all got rid of Montrezl Harrell and kept these two divas. And because Kawhi now playing on the back-to-back nights, we supposed to forget this? We ain't forgetting that. Don't forget that.
That actually made me respect KD more because I seen how like they was trying to sit him in Brooklyn and he was telling Steve Nash and I'm like, nah,
I'm good. I'm
good.
play.
Let me play. And then Steve Nash kept trying to get him to sit. I forgot who they playing. It might have been us. He kept saying, nah, we're gonna see how he feels in the second half. It's up to him. If he say he's good, he's gonna play. But they be trying to sit KD. KD like, nah, I ain't with that. We out here.
I'm a basketball player. I'm gonna play. But what happens is, Kawhi does that, and then you can't tell me them Marcus Morris and them. Listen, Marcus Morris said he got everybody to piece it up, but they on good terms right now. But things ain't. Wait till they start losing. They got the second best record in the West right now. Wait till they start losing. Wait till things start going bad. Wait till Kawhi get dinged up again, and let's see.
And he going
Let's see him.
up.
He always does, and wait till he start milking the injury again, and see how that team chemistry is.
That's the crazy thing because LeBron and AD both fought through injuries. Yeah, never set out. So I'm interested to see next time Kawhi get that ankle sprain. Is he gonna sit out for 4 games or he gonna play through it? If the champions doing it and they dominating everybody, like, what's your reason?
Kawhi don't care about that. He gonna sit out.
You know, you know. So, all right. So we're gonna end on this. Like, my final question is: no way, shape, and form do you see? All right, the Lakers fully healthy, the Nets fully healthy, 7-game series. Who wins and how many games and why?
First and foremost, the Lakers gonna win. Secondly, the Nets ain't gonna get there. They gonna have to get rid of Kyrie. Shannon Sharp said it best. You can't tell me this man didn't want to be Robin to LeBron's Batman, and now he happy being Alfred the Butler or Batgirl. Like, cause there's a succession. You can't tell me that he okay with that. He's not gonna be okay with it. As off the wall and little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs as Kyrie is sometimes, you can't tell me that he gonna be okay with this now. He gonna be okay with getting 14 shots a game instead of 18?
Yeah.
Or getting 12 shots a game, being an odd man. Because Kyrie Irving is a Hall of Fame level player, right? Right off the bat. He is. He's a Hall of Fame level player. Look at his credentials. He should be in the Hall one day. If he could keep his career going for another year or two, he'd definitely be a Hall of Famer, right? I got the little point system. We do the 9-point system, right? The other two dudes on that team are some of the greatest players to ever play their position. Kevin Durant might be the second greatest small forward of all time.
Yeah.
James Harden right now may be the fifth greatest or the fourth greatest shooting guard ever. Like
Mhm.
Kyrie Irving ain't that. So he is the odd man out. So,
Mhm.
but in a 7-game series, the Lakers are actually a team.
Yeah, yeah, true.
They're actually a team.
Everybody going crazy over this. The Rent and KD joint, but
Well,
you ain't
they
see.
gonna put up numbers.
You
These
ain't,
dudes are weapons. They the ultimate weapons. They gonna put up numbers like it ain't no tomorrow, man. Buckets is nothing for them. So they gonna put up buckets, but what do them buckets mean? Nothing.
nothing. But so
They
what you
listen.
doing?
They uh,
What you doing tomorrow night?
same thing I do every night, Pinky.
So we
Try to take over the
gonna
world.
we'll continue this tomorrow night. I think my infant woke up. My wife just texted me, so I went up here. I mean, everybody, we got I think 3 viewers right now. Thank y'all for tuning in. I mean, if we could, we right back tomorrow, man.
All right.
Salute.
All right.